Hello, my name's Catherine. Welcome to my channel, Read Journal Love. I know it has been a very hot minute since I have recorded a video, but I have missed doing YouTube videos, and I thought I might post and share about my reading journal. So I started this journal in the beginning of 2022. I found this at Walmart for $5, and it's one of my favorite colors, and I love the butterfly. So I picked this up and with the intentions of doing a reading journal. And I thought that the butterfly was perfect because when I was a little kid, I loved reading Rainbow. And you know, the song starts with Butterfly in the Sky. So I thought this would be perfect. So I started out, as you can see here, with 2022. Fingers aren't working. And I had some fun with it. I did some stenciling and then I put in the lyrics, the beginning of the lyrics to the song from Reading Rainbow. And I don't know, I started off with such good intentions, you know, why I read, you know, my priorities. And then I went into the months, and I don't know, I guess I wasn't feeling that it was having a purpose or that it was really serving me any. And so I felt like I wasn't doing a very good job on it. And so I eventually just gave up. I had all these plans, and then I started thinking, well, maybe if I wrote in here instead of on Goodreads. And I just totally gave up. But what I did enjoy was writing in like my statistics for every month. I liked seeing that. And then finally in June, I just started writing the books that I read every month. And then I wrote in my stats for the end of the year. Then I gave myself like awards for like the books that I read. In 2022, I think I read 135 books. And so I went through and kind of gave my own little awards for that year. And then I started, and I made a goals page, and then I gave up. So I thought, well, I want to start it back up again. So I made myself some goals for 2023. And one of those goals was to write more reviews on Goodreads. And so like I found this little list of how to write a good book review. I have not been good on that. So then I thought, well, I would do a spread for each month, and like I would do my theme based on the cover of the book that I picked for my book of the month. And I'm capturing the new releases and pre-orders, books that I read that month, and like a quote. I write a little blurb about the book I picked for the month and my stats. And again, I'm really enjoying capturing and seeing my stats. So if you're interested in funny Christian books, I would recommend Authentically Izzy by Pippa Basham. That was so very funny. It was, oh my goodness, it was the best book. And so I picked it for my book of the month. And I was excited because it was an epistolary novel, which I really enjoy. And then in February, oddly enough, my book of the month is also somewhat epistolary form. It's not all epistolary, but it's mostly that. And it was such a good book. And I also learned from this month that I enjoy rom-coms. And it seems like there's a lot more Christian rom-coms out there now. So I'm enjoying those. And in March, as you can see, I read a lot more. And one thing I learned from March is that that month I had a major fibromyalgia flare. And so all I could do was sit and listen to books. And so I read a lot of audiobooks that month. And thank goodness for Libby, which is a app that you can get through your library, and you can check out like so many books, audiobooks or books for free a month. And so yeah, thank goodness for Libby. So that was one thing I learned from that month. And in April, I didn't read as much because I took a long vacation. But I just think it's funny, the first 4 books are all kind of rom-coms that I picked for my first 4 book of the months. And then in May, I started it in April, but I finished it in May, and that's The Vanishing of Castle Moreau by Jamie Jo Wright. It was my first book by her, and I absolutely loved it. I am a gothic fiction fan, and so I really, really, really enjoyed that book. And then in June, for my book of the month, I picked The Man of Shadow and Mist by Michelle Greep, which is the second book in her series of Monsters and Men, and it's kind of associated with, I guess, or affiliate, based on the Book of Dracula, which is one of my favorite classics. And so I loved it, and I'm telling you, this is probably going to end up being my book of the year. It was so good. I absolutely loved it. And then in July, for my book of the month, I picked Indigo Isle by T.I. Lowe. She was a new author for me, and I absolutely enjoyed that book. And then here we are in August, and I'm doing so good so far. I have 1 to finish. Hopefully I'll finish it by the end of the month, and I'll be able to finish my book, figure out which one I want for my book of the month, and record my stats. And I went ahead and finished my pages through the end of the year because I was just really enjoying. So I'm not going to be able to continue with that looking the same as the book cover, but I was just enjoying getting my crafting out. And then I made a list here of a new series that I'm following, and just made a couple of different challenges for myself, and then a little post-it note of what I'm looking forward to next year. So I'm hoping that I will be able to do some more videos and get back into YouTube. I do love to read and share my thoughts on books. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any more ideas for challenges or recordings of things about my reading, I'd appreciate it. Okay, thanks. Bye.